Hey friends, what's going on people? Welcome back mate to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well. Friends of mine, I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News at the Desk. That's right, daily series here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said about the Chelsea. Of course, giving you my opinion, but you guys know it's more important to hear yours. So welcome back. We're talking Zouma. We're going to talk about Koundé, Saúl. We're going to talk about money generated in sales, which is absolutely skyrocketing for Chelsea Football Club due to the incredible negotiation skills of Marina Granovskaya. Incredible, man. Lots to talk about. Make sure you're sitting comfortably. Do consider subscribing, and please do drop a like on the video because burping into the microphone there. It helps me out in the dark jungle abyss that is the YouTube algorithm. And of course, follow the Instagram page for the exclusive sensual nudes. Right then, what are we going to start on? I know, let's start on Kurt Zouma, but you know what? First off, shout out to my friend, I think is it Michael? I just need to double check. Andrew. So I've just been talking to someone on the phone called Michael. Andrew, thank you to my friend Andrew, who this morning sent me a new Stinger transition. There it is. A little bit slow. It's nothing to do with the Stinger itself. It's my OBS, but the design is excellent. Let's look at that again. Look at that. Beautiful. Should be a little bit quicker. I'll look into getting that sorted in terms of the transitional speed, but it's a beautiful transition page, so thank you very much, Andrew, not Michael. First off, let's talk about Kurt Zouma. The medical was concluded in France. This is someone asking ex-West Ham employee who, of course, seemingly knows everything about most transfers. When it comes to a West Ham-related transfer, he's your man. He's your man. The medical was concluded in France, as we knew. No, I spoke about this, I think, yesterday's video. He went to Paris, and I questioned this. I was like, it's two London clubs. He wants to stay in London. Why are you sending him off to France in a pandemic season? The medical was concluded in France. They want a medical team in England to look over. Do you know what I mean? To look over the results before they will complete the deal. So positive, at least. We know the medical was done, and when a player goes to do a medical, that suggests they're gonna transfer to the club, because you don't say, oh, I'll think about it, but I'll just fly to Paris to do a medical. To me, this is done, and we all know, certainly the vibe is, what we understand is, as soon as this deal gets over the line, which it kind of looks like it's gonna be very soon, Jules Koundé will follow. He wants to join Chelsea. He's agreed the contract a long time ago now, and Sevilla have a replacement lined up. And they want the money, I think, at this point. So, expect the Kurt Zouma to West Ham to be finalised shortly. I will, of course, react to the story. And we can look forward to Jules Koundé joining an elite squad of players under an elite coach who won an award, and Chelsea cleared up at the UEFA Awards. Of course, if you're watching this Chelsea News video this morning and you have not seen my upload from yesterday early evening, go check it out. I speak about the Champions League draw, which is a pretty epic draw in many ways, and I also speak about Jorginho, Kante, Edu Mendy, and of course Thomas Tuchel, all winning awards, which of course is lovely. Another little update regarding transfers. Football Therapy laggy sting. I need to sort that out. Tamui Bakayoko deal between AC Milan and Chelsea will be completed today. I mean, this is 9 hours ago, so maybe he tweeted this at midnight, and he means today, as I'm filming this, on the 27th of August. And will be completed today. Medical this week. Chelsea will extend Bakayoko's contract until 2024. So, yeah, that's pretty good. So, to complete the deal on a 2-year loan. So that means that's interesting. We're extending it so he has 3 years left on his deal. This is blatantly structuring it in such a way that suits Milan's finances, I think. They probably mean... Remember, Chelsea and Milan have got a good relationship now. They've, after just this window, we've sold them 2 key players, a striker and centre-back in Giroud, and of course Tomori, and they're very happy with both. So I imagine the relationship between Chelsea and Milan is very, very good. So this is me completely speculating here, so that's probably why the deal was structured in such a way to accommodate Milan. So the option to buy will be included for €15 million. After a 2-year loan deal, you kind of want that to be an obligation to buy. But he's a sort of senior player, the wages are now off the books, 2 years loan, maybe he'll do really well over there, and for them it's just a formality to pay €15 million, which was just over £10 million, and if they've got a key midfielder in their ranks there, they'll probably buy him, do you know what I mean? So that's probably a deal that suits everyone, you'd imagine. I will have a look at this thing as friends, it is annoying me now. Okay, so I do want to talk about Saúl. I'm going to do that at the end. Before, I quickly just want to reference... I just quickly want to reference... let me just do this. That might work. This is an article from Matt Law in the Telegraph. Of course, I'm not going to read it, even though you can see some of it here. It's behind the paywall. He basically talks about Zouma's move... The aforementioned Zouma transfer to West Ham that I just spoke about Zouma's move will mean Chelsea have banked around £119.5 million, so £120 million this summer on permanent sales, and that figure will be boosted by further loan fees by the likes of Emerson, Batshuayi, Gilmore, and Kennedy. There you go. We'll just go with a fade transition for the moment. Yeah, that's incredible, man. That is incredible. 120 million plus, including the loan fees. Considering we bought, what did we buy Lukaku for? 97? We're massively in the plus here. And after, Saúl will be a loan. But after we buy Jules Koundé, we could get Saúl, Koundé, and Romelu Lukaku for like a net spend of around £30 million. Considering the net spend for Arsenal has been £130 million, and we would have got much better players. Just shows you, yet again, what incredible business Chelsea Football Club are doing. And they deserve great respect and a shout out for that. Obviously, Marina Granovskaya, you cannot question what she does at this club. She's been put in a really high position by Roman Abramovich, and we are making moves. We're doing bits. Chelsea are big spenders, but they generate a lot of revenue, whether that's through transfers like this, or of course, you could say also the academy, because ultimately that makes money in transfers and loans. And the, great marketing, of course, Chelsea. International brand. Big in America. Big in Asia as well. Alright, so let's talk about Saúl. Let's read through, look at this article from goal.com. Not by my friend and yours, Nizar Kinsella, but by Ruben Uria. Sorry if I pronounced that badly. But Atletico Madrid consider Sarabia bid as Saúl Ñíguez transfer to Chelsea moves closer. Notice how they're just talking Chelsea now, and Manchester United is no longer in that conversation, certainly in the news articles and stuff. So that's positive. The Spanish Giants are in the market for a new midfielder with a talismanic figure set to move on to pastures new West London before the summer window shuts. Diego Simeone is putting the finishing touches on his squad, hence the ahead of the August 31st transfer deadline. Okay, so they've made some bids. Interesting. And yes, open up if Saúl completes a proposed move to Chelsea. So they're looking at Sarabia from PSG. PSG would be very interested in selling, I'd imagine, because their financial fair play situation must be in all kinds of trubs. But this is what we're interested in. Will Saúl sign for Chelsea? Goal reported Saúl's agents have been trying to manufacture a move to the Premier League after seeing him fall down the pecking order at the Wanda Metropolitano. Chelsea have been offered the chance. He's only 26. He's been around for ages. He's an elite player, and he's only 26. This is like Mateo Kovacic all over again. I think he was 25 when he signed for Chelsea, and it felt like he'd been around for ages. He came as an elite player on loan that we signed on a permanent after a loan deal. This would be just the same. It worked well for us before, and to Chelsea's now number 8 is an integral and important figure, and has been for pretty much every manager, Sarri, Lampard and Tuchel. 26-year-old who has a €150 million release clause. Ooh. But the European champions may look to secure his services at a cut price loan deal that would include a 38 million buy option. Wow. From 100, that's nearly 100, that's 90 million pounds less than the buyout clause. That's incredible. It has been suggested that the Blues will have to sell before bringing in any more new players, but the aforementioned previous article from Matt Law, we've made a lot of money. It's been suggested the Blues will have to sell before bringing in new players, but Thomas Tuchel is not concerned by the size of his squad. No, he loves having lots of players, and the move for sale could be sanctioned regardless of whether any further outgoings at Chelsea in the coming days. Well, that's interesting because it's relatively low risk for a bunch of reasons. Plus, also, they're not getting someone on the books permanently if it goes wrong. It's another no risk element of this loan, isn't it? You just bring him in. If he does well, great. And the truth is, yes, we have a big squad, but we only still have those 3 super elite senior midfielders, and you need 4 for 2 spaces at least. And then you could say 5 could be your Ampadu or Ruben Loftus-Cheeks or whatever, Chalobah, Reece James. It goes on potentials. So it makes sense, but yeah, a £90 million discount from the release clause is pretty darn incredible. He's 26. I don't think he's got any particularly injury problems, and he's not suddenly not the amazing player that everyone was recognising in Europe only so recently, 18 months ago. So I feel like it has got massive echoes of Mateo Kovacic for a bunch of reasons, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm certain I've done videos on Saúl before on Football Therapy over the years when we've been loosely linked to him when looking at midfielders, and I probably was a bit more super amped on him back then. He kind of gives me Milinkovic-Savic vibes, when you think of that sort of exotic elite European midfielder that plays in another league. Milinkovic-Savic at Lazio, it's you could be him and Immobile are the best 2 players of that team, and he's really elite, and those people want him. I felt like Saúl was something similar, and he was so good for Atletico. I think he's been farmed out at right back for a while, and they just can't fit him in the team, and it's not working. Alone, I'm massively amped on it. I've said it before. I'm going to keep you guys posted as this story develops. Keep it locked. If you want to help me out before you leave, please do drop a like on video. It helps. And feel free to subscribe. And guys, of course, daily content on Football Yannick as well. Link in the description. I'm talking about Ronaldo to Man City, which is absolutely mental, of course. If you want to hear my opinion on that, go subscribe to Football Yannick. And yes, enjoy the football, and I'll see you soon.